Hello and welcome to Literature Party. In this video, we are going to look into Hearty Garlands by S.O.H. Afriyie-Vidza. The poem is a panegyric poem written by a Ghanaian, and it is one of the 6 African poems recommended for the harmonized SSCE syllabus 2026 to 2030. So if you are a student writing an exam within this space or timeline, you need to read the poem. You need to understand it, the intricacies and integrity of the poem, what the poem is all about. And this is where I come in. So what is this poem all about? Hearty Garlands by S.O.H. Afriyie-Vidza is a 35-line poem that celebrates the life, accomplishments, and wisdom of an individual who has reached the age of 85. The way the celebrant is celebrated in the poem is a testament to the premium value most parts of Africa and elsewhere in the world have placed on aging for centuries. Old people are revered for their age, which is an evidence of their wealth of experience, wisdom, and accomplishments. At the beginning of the poem, a group of younger individuals gathered to celebrate this person who has just clocked the ripe age of 85 and remind him of his accomplishments and contributions to the society. One of the individuals, who happens to be the speaker of the poem or the poetic persona, begins by acknowledging the longevity and achievement of the celebrants. He notes that despite the passage of time and the inevitable failures that come with life, the celebrant has no regrets that cripple or overshadow the beauty of his existence. The speaker goes on to express his admiration for the celebrants, while he pays tribute to the aged person as a mentor figure who has guided others through life's challenges. And by the end of the poem, the celebrant is urged to continue embracing life and its challenges, even in the twilight of his years. He is advised to continue striving and pursuing new goals, regardless of the fact that he has lived past his best years. He is also implicitly told to live long enough in order to watch others strive and succeed. Hearty Garlands is therefore a panegyric poem that praises an individual who has just reached the ripe age of 85. The poem portrays the celebrant's accomplishment and his impact on the community. While it asks the celebrant to reminisce on his long fulfilled life, it also clearly says age 85 is far from the end for him, which is why it states that for young lies the mop-up work, and the higher tasks still by you to be accomplished. Line 27 to 29. With old age comes a new set of roles and responsibilities in a society that is not eager to dump its old people in a nursing home. So this is the long and short of the poem. This is the summary of the poem. Then let's look at the stanza-by-stanza analysis of the poem. You have the first stanza. For a person who has lived as long and one who as well has done much as you, life's whole process blooms into stark beauty, and failures give no trite crippling regret. So in this stanza, the poem establishes the fact that the celebrant, the person who has lived as long, he is blessed with longevity and has accomplished a lot within his lengthy space of existence. So he has achieved a lot, and his life is actually a very beautiful thing to reflect on. In retrospect, his life is very beautiful, and he also the speaker personifies failure, as if failure can actually give crippling regrets in the true sense of it. So he personifies failure. We witness the manifestation of personification here. So he's basically saying that with all he has achieved, with all his accomplishments, though everyone has their own failures and all that, but he's saying that his failures dwarf in comparison to his towering achievements. So in the next stanza, yet on occasion, shamed, horrid, green-eyed envy, fight benign, felicitation exclusively couched for you, by us who won't be left out of today's joy, and must send you warm Hearty birthday garlands. So basically here he's saying that a group of individuals, probably or presumably younger, are celebrating the man for his accomplishment and his longevity. But even among these celebrants, there is this a mixture of admiration, celebration, and on the one hand, and envy on the other hand, because his age, his longevity is actually something rare. It's a rare privilege given to a few people. So not everyone would attain that height. Not everyone would grow that old. So he's saying that even as they celebrate him, they are envious of his achievements. So, and this is more reason why they have to celebrate what he has achieved and how far he has come. Then in the next stanza, you must, you wondrous mentor of rogues like us, receive copious blessings today. They stay well blessed to you. Age 85 is life's smiley cloudless dawn. It is the gainful twilight of fulfilled dreams. So he's still reiterating what we have witnessed in the previous stanzas. He's saying that he deserves all the gifts, he deserves all the blessings, copious blessings. He deserves all the blessings he can get on this day. And this poem itself is written to celebrate his longevity and achievement, and he downplays his the behavioral conduct of these celebrant mentees, to show that this old man has always been there for them, to guide them from his using his wealth of experience, and accomplishments. So he's always been there to guide them through the trajectory of their life, to set them on the right path, and etc. etc. Then age 85 is life's smiley cloudless dawn. So basically what we witness here is an instance of what we witness here is an instance of metaphor. So he's comparing age 85 with life's smiley cloudless dawn. He's saying that this age 85, is a time of fulfillment. It's a time of contentment. It is in fact a time for the celebrant to be at peace with himself, for how far he has come and how much he has achieved. So it is the gainful twilight of fulfilled dreams. It is the time for you to examine your life and in retrospect, to reflect on your life in retrospect, on that beautiful thing, on that beautiful life he has lived. So age 85 is life's smiley cloudless dawn. It's an example of metaphor. It is the gainful twilight of fulfilled dream. That's also metaphoric. And then envy, fight, benign, felicitation. So that's an example of a personification to envy, fight, benign, felicitation. It's an example of personification as we see a fight. Fight is an animate thing given to abstract things, abstract the concept of envy and felicitation, to show the struggle between envy and felicitation among the people celebrating the aged or octogenarian. So that is what this stanza. And we also witness the instance of dysphemism to wondrous mentor of rogues like us. Rogues, he has to downplay their behavioral conduct, to make the man seem as if yes, he's the one who has been guiding us through life's process, etc. etc. And before I go for that, I also notice the use of a parallelism that you will witness in in the other stanzas too. You have here you have as you have for you, and then you have to you. So this is these three terms. They have the same grammatical structure. They have the same grammatical structure. You have they are all prepositional phrases. Prepositional phrases. So that's an instance of a parallelism. Then we move on to the next stanza. So it says, "Hope now not in contented concert, which spent desires. Now restful hope neither nags nor raves nor rants at you. But your heart sits on galaded satis shores, looking out to sea for health delivering vessels." So he's basically saying this age, this age is a time for the man to be at peace with himself, to be contented with what he has achieved. So this is basically what he's saying here. So and the speaker personifies again. He personifies hope. You can see hope is written in capital letter. The H in hope, the initial letter in hope is written in capital letter to tell you that he has personified hope now not. And he also gives a hope, the animate quality of not. He also gives hope the ability to nag, to rave, to rant, etc., etc. So what he's saying is that at this time of his life, he has no regrets. He has no regrets. He has no cause to regret the life he has lived. So hope is satisfied. Hope itself is satisfied at the kind of life he has lived. Then we have the instance of synecdoche in the penultimate line of that stanza, where you have, "But your heart sits on galaded satis shores." Heart, in that context, echoes the position of a synecdoche, that a part represents a whole or a role, or a whole represents a part. So heart here represents, it is used to depict the man himself looking out to sea for health delivering vessels. So this is the time for him to look forward to a life lived in to health and vitality in his in the remaining part of his years. Then the next stanza: "From the subdued height of your lofty conquered toils, and from flight of vanquished steps at 85, must you watch us strive and beat your mahogany chest in pride. You must shake your own hands like Iroko Agama." So basically what the speaker is saying here is that with all he has achieved, as instantiated by subdued heights of your lofty conquered toils. So every year he lived, tells a story of a conquered toils. It tells a story of a vanquished step. So he's saying, standing on this conquered toils, standing on the heights of these vanquished steps, he should watch them as they celebrate his existence. He should watch them as they celebrate his existence. So, and we understand that mahogany represents resilience. It represents strength. So, as all mahogany products do. So he's asking him to watch as they celebrate him. And in the next line, you have a rejoinder where he says he doesn't even need validation from them, that he has every right to celebrate himself. He has every right to celebrate himself. He is compared to this. No need for validation is seen in the speaker's comparison with Iroko Agama. You must shake your own hands like Iroko Agama. So this, what we have here is an instance of simile, and then we can also say it's an instance of allusion, because it alludes to an African proverb that's about the proverbial Agama lizard that falls from a tree, and praises itself for the feat he has achieved, even if no one is going to praise it. So it is ready to praise itself for the feat he has achieved, falling from an Iroko tree. So so he's equating that the need for self validation is equating that to that of the Iroko agama, the agama that falls from the Iroko tree. Then march on, old boy, and clinch yonder untamed gain. For yon lies more purple work and higher tasks still by you to be accomplished. Then must you hear trumpet sound that will grow must blow solo musical bravo. So he's basically saying that age 85 is far from being the end. Age 85 is far from being the end. While he acknowledges that the man has accomplished a lot, while he acknowledges the man's contribution and impact to the community, so the speaker here is still saying that age 85 is far from being the end, and from being the end because with an old age comes a new set of roles and responsibilities in a society that is not eager to dump its old people in a nursing home. So he's basically saying that he has come to an age where people would need his advice. People would he should be ready to step into the roles of an elder statesman, because people will come for his advice. They would want to drink from his cup of knowledge, from his wealth. They would want to borrow from his wealth of experience, etc., etc. So that is what he means by for young lies more purple hawk and higher tasks still. So, and he says something about being celebrated and everything. So that's basically what the stanza is all about. Then in this final stanza, you have, as you give yourself a cozy, comfy treat today, reclining in reminiscing and fondling a lingering smile, could you a certain style of locomotion all your own recall, best and aptly but simply dubbed poetic walking. So we have an instance of alliteration up there. That's a cozy, comfy, where ka, the sound ka alliterates the sound ka in the initial position of cozy, alliterates with the sound ka in the initial position of comfy. So then you have treat today, ta, alliterates with ta in the initial position of today. The same thing for reclining, reminiscing, etc., etc. So now he's saying that this, as he celebrates today's, as he's celebrating today's his new age, he is asked to reminisce on his long fulfilled life. So he's asked to celebrate his long fulfilled life, to take a walk, to think about all he has accomplished, to bask in the glory of how far he has come and how much he has achieved. So this is basically what the poem is all about. And talking about the tone of the poem has to do with the attitude of the poet towards the poem. And one thing we can say is that the attitude and the tone of the poem is it's actually one of admiration and reference. So we see how the speaker admires the celebrants. We see how the speaker respects the respect given to aging, the respect given to old age, etc., etc. So that is the tone. So it is the tone is admiring, and then reverential. It is reverential and respectful. We can say respectful too. Then, of course, the mood of the poem. The mood of the poem is celebratory. That one is uncontestable. It is celebratory, and we understand that the mood is that effect the poem produces on the reader. It is celebratory. So, and we witness the celebration of an individual who has just clocked the age of 85. And the reflection on his achievements and his longevity. So the poem is celebratory. So moving on to the themes in the poem, you have themes like aging. We see that premium value placed on aging. So in Africa and elsewhere in the world, we don't place our old people, we don't place them in nursing home. We don't place them in nursing home because we believe that even in that age, even in that age, they have a lot to offer in form of advice, in form of their wealth of experience. We don't discard our old ones. So that's just to tell you the premium value placed on longevity. On the basis that it is even rare to reach that old age. So it is necessary for us to celebrate the thing. So the poem basically portrays old age, or let's say aging, in a positive light. In a positive light, we see that aging is seen as an evidence of wealth of experience, wisdom, and then of course accomplishment. And talking about the position that they do have a lot to offer. So I think we've already looked into that adequately. Then you have a theme of contentment and fulfillment. So all through the poem, there is that sense of fulfillment throughout the poem. We see how the speaker waxes lyrical about the accomplishments and longevity of the man, and then how, of course, his accomplishments have dwarfed his seeming failure, if there is any. So his seeming failure, it has dwarfed it. So the towering presence of his achievement have dwarfed his seeming failures. So he is contented. So even hope nods in contented concert. Hope itself, personified here, is satisfied with how much the man has achieved and how far he has come in age. So then he's also contented. He's contented with the kind of life he has lived. Little left is for him to help shape new generation, give them advice, etc. I've mentioned this a million times. Then you have the theme of celebration. Apparently, that one is easily discernible. It is easily detectable, even from the tone of, even from the mood of the poem itself. So, and we witness a group of individuals, presumably younger, gathering around to celebrate old age, gathering around to celebrate an elder statesman who has just clocked the age of 85. So they said they come around to celebrate his accomplishments. They come around to, in fact, this poem is informed. The writing of this poem is informed by this celebration itself. So the essence of this poem is a celebration. It is written to celebrate the man. So that is how the theme. We have other themes there. So in the comment section, I want you to tell me, what do you think about the poem, and what other themes can you deduce from the poem, or what other figures of speech can you derive from the poem? Yes, of course, there is in this one there is a rhetorical question which starts with "could you," and then the last two lines, they are enjambed to "could you." Could you a certain style of locomotion all your own recall, best and aptly, but simply dubbed poetic walking? So it's not as the question is asking here. He's not expecting. He's not eliciting a response from the celebrant. So it is just there for rhetorical effect. So this is what the poem is all about, and I would love to hear your responses.